We had a member of the Marcos, which is the commando unit of the Indian Navy on the show, whose job was to actually dive and explore Dwarka. And he didn't reveal a lot on the podcast. We actually didn't end up releasing the podcast because he revealed very less on the show. And I felt like it wasn't good enough for an episode by itself.
Yeah.
But he was convinced that he was actually exploring the Dwarka of that age.
Yeah.
And he's a scuba diver. So I asked him, did you go inside the structure? He said it's extremely dangerous to go inside that city structure because it under the ocean, it degrades and almost becomes sand.
Yes.
So you can get buried in that sand
Debris.
cave.
Yeah.
But when you touch it, it can actually disintegrate and all. So he's like, we're categorically told not to explore it too much.
Right.
But I think that's as far as the Dwarka explorations have gone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I know that Graham Hancock himself also keeps coming to India to explore Dwarka and Tamil Nadu.
Yes. And by the way, do you know that what Graham Hancock and the geologist Glenn Milne, he's a Canadian just like me. I'm a Canadian and American and Indian, by the way. Yes. So I have communicated with Glenn Milne a lot on this geology data. So Graham Hancock and Glenn Milne, when they researched Dwarka and the time period they came up with, do you know what that time period is? 5525 BC. They show, I mean, if you see the Graham Hancock film on this underworld or whatever it is, the disappearance of an island on the west coast of Gujarat, that is Dwarka, and I agree with him completely. It's there in my research too. It disappeared between 7,900 and 6,900 BP, which is to basically say our date falls, 5525 falls right between. So then he moved on. It is too sad because if you would have stuck to it, now see, this is the challenge, okay? So for example, I don't know. I mean, Graham Hancock does so much more research. He's always exploring more fields, so he may not have a time. But it surprises me that he has done the research, and only if it takes the pain of just opening my book, which many people have suggested to him. I don't know why he has not opened. That's like a bingo, another reward for him for all the hard work that he has done. For some reason, he has not connected the dots. I don't know why.